the global stage. It also reflects in, it's just like saying Nigeria is not doing well in boxing. No.
Nigeria has always been a leader when it comes to boxing.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
So many people become disappointed when we don't put up that performance.
Exactly.
So when it comes to boxing, you expect Nigeria to always hit the mark and go beyond expectation.
Yes,
so when that doesn't happen, people become disappointed.
Exactly.
Because history has shown us that we've won several laurels and performed excellently
well
when it comes to boxing. But just like we saw earlier, handball, an impressive start.
Yes, I think in Tanzania, marathon, of course, they have 2 gold. That's not surprising. I think we mentioned it yesterday. Yes, we mentioned it yesterday. The East African countries are always on top of their game when it comes to marathon. And silver, none. Then in boxing, yes, okay, none as well. And silver, none. And of course, in golf, I don't expect anything less anyway. No gold, 1 silver.
Well, that's also impressive. At least they didn't lose it all through. They still got a medal.
Exactly.
And still in the spirit of comradeship, when we say in Nigeria, it's been some have actually accused me of wanting all the medals for Nigeria. I said it's just the spirit.
I did yesterday. I said
it's just the spirit of patriotism. You wouldn't expect a country like Nigeria, having committed so much resources, to come below or come at the bottom of the medal table.
I can't understand what you're saying anyways. But see, we'll still have to see more of that tables as it goes. South Africa, on the other hand, taekwondo, okay, no gold. Am I surprised? Are you surprised? Are you surprised?
I'm surprised.
Taekwondo?
I'm surprised.
Are you serious? Because I don't think at the global stage have they really done well in taekwondo. I'm not sure.
They've not really put up a very good showing when it comes to taekwondo at the global stage.
Squash, of course. I'm not surprised. 2 gold and one bronze. In athletics, I'm shocked. Shocked. In athletics,
no gold,
no silver,
just 1 bronze.
Just 1 bronze. South Africa is good. Come on, that's why we have the Simba. Yeah, we have that. In tennis, 1 gold, 2 silver, and of course, I think 7 bronze. In shooting, boxing rather, that's boxing I'm saying. No, of course, I'm not surprised to that. No gold at all, no silver, 7 bronze.
You meant to say 2 bronze?
2 bronze rather.
Yes.
Yeah, 2 bronze. Okay, yeah, 2 bronze. And golf, at all, no golf. Yeah, 1 gold. Yes, so I won't be surprised. I'm not surprised, anyways.
So they have a total of 4
gold,
3 silver, 13 bronze.
And 13 bronze. Interesting. Senegal, on the other hand, wrestling. This is very.
It's surprising, considering the fact that within that region they play a leading role when it comes to wrestling.
Yes.
But in these games, their performance as regards wrestling has been unimpressive.
Interesting. Even obstacle crossing. That's one game. That's one game I love to see.
The results are going to be coming in. We're going to be seeing the results.
That's one game I love to see, even though I don't want to practice it.
I'm sure later on later on in the show we're going to be seeing the combat swimming. We talked about it.
You talked about it yesterday.
We're going to be seeing the combat swimming, and the results will also going to be showing.
I really want to see how that combat swimming is going to come out.
It's a
because when
fantastic
you were
game.
speaking,
I told you, well kitted from head to toe with their accoutrements and with lots of weight, and they're diving into the water. It's difficult but interesting.
Interesting. Okay, let's still give you more news and tell you the Nigerian contingent led by Major Olusegun Oluremi triumphed in the falling plate event, defeating Kenya 4-3 in a thrilling final. Nigeria secured 7 out of 9 maximum points in Major's champions in the penultimate match. Algeria outperformed Tunisia 4-2, clinching the 2nd place with 6 points. Kenya placed 3rd in the event, marking strong competition among the nations. Navy captain Obi Ayuade, coordinator of the shooting at the games, praised the competition for exemplifying how sports can unite people across diverse backgrounds. He lauded the initiatives of the African military games for their visionary effort In total, over 50 shooters from 4 nations competed in 15 shooting events at the home of Crocodiles. The 177 Battalion base, the Nigerian dominated the medal tally with 40 medals, 17 gold, 12 silver, 11 bronze. Algeria followed with 31 medals, 11 gold, 11 silver, 10 bronze, while Kenya secured 3rd place with 11 medals, 3 gold, 6 silver, 2 bronze. Tunisia rounded up the table with 14 medals, 2 gold, 5 silver, and of course, 7 bronze. TVC sports correspondent. Okay, we'll still have, of course, Jane is going to join us later on the show. But this is another interesting sports.
Yeah, the shooting.
The shooting.
Yeah, it's just like as we said yesterday, it's a test of your marksmanship.
Yeah.
How well you're able to pick your target, aim, and fire. Of course, we understand that the military profession is largely about how you are able to interact with your equipment, in which case your rifle or your pistol, and to bring down your target. So this is just a display of that skill, but within an environment of sport.
So another thing that I want to ask Sifon is, while those games are going on, is it a way to also learn from the other countries how they do their trainings? Does this also apply in this kind of games?
It goes a long way, because apart from communicating and building that brotherhood, you are also learning from the other contingents, how they conduct themselves. And don't forget, they're also exchanging gifts, Also be exchanging gifts and souvenirs, so you get to remember the games and the things you got from your friend on the other side. Now, I use the word your friend on the other side because the games have bridged that gap. So you now know yourself beyond just a name and a service number. You know yourself, so such that if you were to travel on official duty to a country where you had someone participate in this game, and that fellowship has been developed,
even on official duty, maybe you go for a vacation,
you could drop by in this country and even perhaps visit him at home. So these games are going a long way to build that comradeship among the participants.
Interesting. I think that if you also look at what the games is also trying to send a message across is, I think we touched a bit of it yesterday, but we didn't really delve into it, which is of course the menace of terrorism that we have in the continent as a whole. I think this can send a signal to people who perpetuate this act of terrorism all across the continent.
Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff at the opening of these games had said that this is to show to the world and to the adversaries of countries in the continent that we are one, and we will stand united to fight threats to the various countries that are participating in this sporting fiesta. That he stated emphatically at the start, and he's consistently maintained that position. And we believe at the end of the day, that dream which he expressed in words would actually be realized in real terms.
Okay. I think this is the Algeria. This is the Kenya contingent. I'm very sure it was after their match, after their shooting, they had to celebrate.
Celebrate, yes.
Yeah, I think this is really nice.
And this is impressive.
Very, very impressive.
For a number of those taking part, this is the first time they would be in Nigeria. Official assignments have not brought them here, but sports has brought them to Nigeria. So now they understand the Nigerian environments better, the people better. And like I said, they've interacted with our people on the platform of culture. They saw it at the opening ceremony, they've seen it all through the games, they've interacted with some of the locals, and they've interacted with their comrades on the other side.
I think one of the discussion we also had yesterday that I also like us to delve into is how we can use culture to, play a very huge diplomatic relation in terms of ending, conflicts. How do you think that we can use?
One of the objectives of culture is in the display, of fabrics, of dance, expressed in music, expressed in the way we are dressed. So we've seen that a lot at this sporting fiesta. One of the things we've not yet shown is the cultural displays at all the centers where these games are happening. So you have the games just like they are celebrating. Yeah. In the background somewhere, you have a cultural performance by a Nigerian troupe. Wow. And that on its own is marketing the country, but also helping them understand this is who we are.
Interesting. I think that it's a very strong message to also send around Nigeria. You know us for our flexibility, our flair. You know us for exquisite, lifestyle, where it has to do,
and the Nigerian cuisine.
No, let's go to one that I would like to love us to have is the combat swimming. I think that combat swimming is one discussion I would like to have. Let's share. But before we go to combat swimming, I want us to go to the Abuja Stadium where we have a live field. Nigeria taking on Ghana in table tennis. Nigeria is known for, is very good when it comes to table tennis, but surprises can come. So these are live feeds from the Abuja National Indoor Stadium, where Nigeria, of course, is taking on Ghana in the table tennis. Okay, interesting. That live feed from the Abuja, of course, National Stadium Indoor Sports Hall, where Nigeria is taking on Ghana and the female table tennis. We just saw some live feeds there. They will still come back and finish, of course, the session. But we're still here in the studio talking about the African Military Games 2024. And I still have with me in the studio our senior, of course, defense correspondent, Sifon Isien, who is here with us in the studio to still talk about all of the happening at the African Military Games. Sifon, one game I would love to talk about is the compulsory.
and that's one, you know, okay. Yeah, here we have it. That's okay. One game that many people are talking about, because it's not one you see all the time.
I'm serious.
And now seeing military personnel well kitted with extra accoutrements, with weights, jumping into the water, having to swim from start to finish, that is indeed impressive.
And there's a female among them.
Yes, it's both the men and the women category.
Wow. Because I'm just wondering, with the uniform, it's heavy.
Apart from the uniform, the other attachments to it, the other accoutrement, it equally makes it a lot more, you know, difficult, you know, to swim through. But you have to do it because it's a test of your will, your perseverance, your strength. Because it's assumed that in the face of conflict where you engage an adversary and there is some water body, you know, nearby, you may have to escape, you know, retreat and, you know, re-strategize. You may have to swim with everything you carry on. In which case you could have your backpack that has lots of things inside and you have to make it through without sinking.
Wow, interesting. I'm just watching, you know, seeing this video now, it just gives me goosebumps. Like, okay.
So you see, a number of them have to be pulled out because the weight on them is enormous.
It's much.
So it's not something they could, you know, make it through, you know, the water by themselves. So at the end of the day, we see a couple of them, you know, being helped out of the water. But there you have impressive swimming, you know, by troops of the armed forces or the defense forces across Africa.
I think this is very interesting. This is one game I would have loved just to be here and just watch. Man, they're actually carrying them out. It's stressful.
Yes.
Sifon is stressful.
Just you could see one person come out by himself.
By himself, yeah.
You know, a second person come out by himself.
Yeah.
But we have a good number of them, you know, being helped out, you know, and they are trying to catch their breath, you know, haven't been exhausted, you know, they've gotten to their wits' end, they're totally drained of energy at this point.
And Nigeria wins gold, Algeria backs silver, and of course Senegal gets bronze.
Bronze, yes. In this game.
In this game. Interesting. Interesting. You know, this is a very interesting game to watch. You can see how the troops, some are, you know, on the floor. They're trying to help them get themselves together. At the same time, some came out.
You can see that lady.
Yeah, that lady
has, you know, came out intact without being, you know, aided. Another one. You know, coming out. That's the beauty of the combat swimming.
Wow, this is heavy. And you look at this. This is what they practically go through, the trainings that they go through,
yes,
to make sure all of these come out well. I think that this is one sport. Man, you can see that man on the floor. They're trying to get him together. And
don't be surprised, many of them after now, especially those who are being aided out of the pool, may have to be taken for medicals, you know, seek medical attention. That's the weight, you know, the game puts on the participants. In this case, you know, it's like someone is being revived at this moment. It's part of the games, you know. You carry lots of weight into the water and your ability to sustain, you know, the movement in the water without sinking and come out at the other side to win laurels, you can see someone is taking a bottle of water. One of the participants, he's male, and you'll be surprised without sounding chauvinistic. His female counterpart came out well. So it's not about whether you're a man or a woman. It's just about how well you've trained and how well you've put. You see another woman in this case is being assisted because she's gotten to her wit's end.
This is really stressful. It's stressful, but it's enjoyable.
That's a hallmark of the combat swimming.
I was talking about it yesterday. I said I wanted to see how it looks. It's really, really stressful. But that's what the game is all about. You need to be able to show your width, show your strength, show your perseverance, and show that you're actually made for this kind of games.
You're made and trained for adversity.
Yes, this is what
someone is being, taken out on stretcher for medical attention. Several others we may just go through that route, but for others they came out, in good shape.
And this is also good that the medical team are, they are very alert to what is happening around the stadium.
That's the one good thing about the military across the board. You have an active medical team always on standby in the case of an unforeseen circumstance, So we see that a lot in military trainings, and here we have it as well, playing out in this sporting fiesta.
Interesting.
They also understand that it places lots of demand on the athletes, so arrangements and adequate provisions are made for the medical team to be on hand to attend to any case or any eventuality, just as we've seen.
And this is one sport that really, really shows how strong you are in terms of perseverance. I've seen
just as I mentioned earlier, it tests your wits, it tests your perseverance, you're pushed to your elastic limits, everything in you, your ability to survive in an adverse environment or adverse situation comes to the fore, and your doggedness is also tested. So at the end of the day, if you come out well and win laurels, it means a whole lot. Not just to you, but to the military profession as well as to the armed forces and the defense forces across the continent.
So, you know what just comes to my head? I'm just thinking, okay, in the case of where they face the adversary in a much more bigger environment, than this, that means that you must be able to show your perseverance and your strength to get the adversary.
Now, we've had cases of tactical maneuvers by the Nigerian land forces, especially in the northeast, where they had to retreat, maneuver, reinforce and fight, in which case they may have lost equipment, vehicles, so they have to tactically maneuver on foot. So you are running for several kilometers on foot with all your accoutrement, no food at that time. Actually, you're not thinking of food, you're not thinking of water. What's uppermost is your survival and the ability to, get back within your units, form up and fight. If we've seen them do that a number of times successfully, and if that has been recorded, then it's expected that in games like this, that will come to the fore. And for soldiers who've never experienced that, the games present an opportunity for real life training beyond just within the four walls of the training institution. This is a competitive training, where you are commended for having done well, and that, you imbibe that skill you hone that skill such that when you find yourself in a situation where you need to exhibit it, it comes out naturally.
That is a good example of a good leader.
All right, we're having our sports correspondent Jane Francis standing by for us live at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium. Jane, interesting. We just saw Nigeria versus Ghana in the female tennis. Tell us more about it and how's the atmosphere over there?
Well, Demola, yesterday we were at the volleyball games where Nigeria found their feet again to get a win against Burkina Faso, 3-0 win. And today we've just watched the Nigerian women doubles team get a win in the finals of the women's double against Ghana. Now there's just two countries that are taking part in this sport, Nigeria and Ghana. South Africa were in the competition before, but they opted out. And presently, the game behind me is Nigerian men's double against another set of Nigerian men's double. So it's an all-Nigerian affair for the men's final of the doubles table tennis tournament.
Actually not surprised because, you know, Nigeria is very good when it comes to table tennis. This is the final of the Nigerian men's double. So, but Jen, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so I wanted to ask, I think we didn't get to see the final of the, was it the final? We didn't get to see the last lap of the female.
Well, this is the final. This is a men's doubles finals, and after that, tomorrow will be the singles. The singles game will start. So they're just playing the doubles tournament all through, and after the doubles, that's when the single games start. So for both men and women singles.
But Jen, let's look at overall. Let's look at everything that has happened in the last 6 days of this competition. There's been swimming, there's been volleyball, there's been handball.
Earlier in the day, in the morning, it started with judo. There were some judo actions, various weight categories. Nigeria was in the semi-final for plus 100 kg, and it wasn't really such a good game for the Nigeria representative, Christopher. He was won by Algeria. I think that judo sports had been completely taken over by the Algerian team. They are winning everybody, Mali, Senegal, Kenya, you name it. Anybody that meets them on the ring is almost certain that Algeria would win, and I think it's not a surprise that they have maintained their second position on the table, on the medal table, while, well, not surprisingly, but yes, also we have Kenya taking out Libya from the 3rd place. By the end of games yesterday, Kenya had already displaced Libya, who ended one day as a 3rd place team, but now it's Kenya in that sport. A lot of games still wrapping up while we still have more entertaining events. Athletics just almost started, and this is the second day into athletics, and it's going to run up till the finals of this game, which is Saturday, 30th of November.
I also want to ask you,
but then I also have here the commander of this table tennis center,
gold medals.
The coordinator rather, talking about Commander Olarewaju. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, madam. I'm Commander here, Olarewaju. I'm the table tennis coordinator for this Amga game, 2024.
All right. And so, of course, just a few countries to manage for you, Nigeria and Ghana, but how has the experience been so far?
The experience so far is that as a coordinator, I don't need to support anything. I'm just here to be one of the officials for the event, because in this tournament we have about 19 events, which table tennis is one of it. So as of now, they are playing the double for the May. That's the final for today. By tomorrow, they are going to start with the male and female single, and from there we go to the final and the presentation of the medals, and that's all.
All right. Any of the table tennis events that would run to the final day, the 30th, or it's going to be finishing before the 30th?
It's going to be finishing before 30th. Tomorrow is the final game, which is 28th November 2024.
All right. Well, Thank you very much. So seeing Nigeria men in both the double finals, I think it says a lot about how Nigeria is performing in your center. But thank you very much, Commander, for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much.
So, Jane, I also wanted to ask, that's a very good one. I'm bringing one of the coordinators to talk about the table tennis. But I also wanted to ask you, would you be surprised if there are games, there are sports that Nigeria would normally get medals, maybe in gold or silver, and Nigeria is not performing well in those sporting activities? Would you be surprised if Nigeria is knocked off in such activities? Okay, all right. I think Jane can actually. We're just having some technical issues, but this is the live pictures from the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, where Nigeria versus Nigeria in the men's double table tennis final of the African Military Games 2024. Interesting. What do you say?
Interesting.
Interesting. I think that I wanted her to answer that question because she has covered so many sporting activities. But we also spoke about it here in the studio. There are some games, there are some sporting activities that we know that Nigeria would definitely not be lacking behind.
Yes.
And this is one of them. Because
we should not be surprised that in games where we do not expect laurels, the Nigerian team could spring a surprise, So the table is still open, and there are still more medals for grabs. So one would say, let's be optimistic that even in games where we traditionally have not done so well, this might just mark a turning point.
All right. Sifon, we'll still come back to the studio. But let's play some free highlights of these African military games for you. Sit down, relax. We're still here to give you some analysis. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Velodrome National Sports Complex of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium. It is still the African Military Games Abuja 2024, and this time Nigeria.
Athletes have done their stuff. We can see the camera on Ibe Nancy, who will most likely be getting a bye. And I tell you, it's going to be another great medal for the lady who has done so well for herself.
Just to remind you, it is the female 53 kg category. Anam Glory, the Nigerian, against her opposition, Golden Canada Cameroonian.
Correct.
From the red corner.
Fire.
Another time, another great competition between points, and look for which way to go about it. And you can see the Nigerian taking down the Cameroonian. She takes a bow and she's been declared winner.
And the winner
Anam
is
Glory.
Nigeria.
She's won the first and the second round.
The winner.
Confidently and convincingly. Mohamed. Takes the lead already. Nigerian doing well. Made it 8-10. He's getting the points. And that's what matters most as far as he's concerned. A great performance. Most likely looking to have a frantic end. The Nigerian goes down again.
The technical box, especially that from the Tunisian. Backing out instruction.
Does his spin, goes down, and does his ritual. Runs off to his coach, who lifts him up almost immediately. And you can see the crowd coming all out with the Nigerian flag. Daniel Alexander up against a two-sided of Algeria. They both took a bow, exchange handshakes, get set for the fight.
Looking to silence the home support
for the Algerian.
Play, and the Cameroon side just did it. And right back into the Nigerian side. A jersey number 12 still on the ball. I push him forward. I try to dribble past one. Oh, God of mercy, that is a widely glazed shot there from the Cameroon side. That's the Nigerian portion. Can this be an effort? What, oh God of mercy? That would have been an opportunity, but yet look at what he shot there from. Can't lead the very stadium. Oh God of mercy, can they find the back of the net? A gap in there in the 18, a scramble for the ball, and yet the very defensive network of Gibraltar, that of the Cameroon side, whips it. A throw for Nigeria, a long one, a conversion, a steal. Oh God of mercy, that would have been a goal for Nigeria. Right in the very 18 side, very organized and have nothing to fear. The intensity of the game is getting to the apogee. Though the players looking a good shot stopper. A long one. And the shot stopper has a full grip of it. And picks the ball without any man here. A moment to decide. What a shot! Oh God of mercy! This is a thunderbolt! Oh God of mercy! What a shot! And get the shot stopper, parries the ball, and a good one. The wing backs indeed are doing a very good job. The shot stopper does that very. Now having 4 attackers in the front. That's the side feeds as it should be and picks the ball. Oh, a movement for the Nigerian side. Scrambling, roaming. Ladies and gentlemen, stay cool, stay calm. The blast of the whistle to signal the end of this very full time. And stand up there.
is showcasing the ruggedness of the Nigerian team. Yes, it's moving. Let's see the timing you could make as the first person for the Nigerian contingent. Wow. All right, 16 minutes, 54 seconds. Supporters also giving support to the Nigerian supporters to showcase the African and military support and military love for our neighboring country. Interesting highlights there from the African Military Games 2024. And of course, we saw football, badminton, squash, that obstacle crossing again.
Again, we also saw them well kitted with also all the accoutrements having to make it through, just the same way they were well kitted with all the accoutrements and they had to wade through the swimming pool. My last question to you, out of all the sports, tell me which one is the most accusing of all? Yeah, the most tasking of these games would be the obstacle crossing and the combat swimming. Because here you are carrying lots of weights and having to compete, for laurels. Looking on the other side, that you also have the option of throwing in the towel. It's demanding because it tests everything the soldier stands for. Interesting. Thank you very much, Sifon. It's been an interesting conversation. Yeah, I love every moment of it. I'm telling you. So we're here tomorrow again and to give you highlights and, of course, give you some analysis on the African Military Games 2024. It's a special edition, and, of course, it's the second edition of the African Military Games, the first one, of course, happening in 1998. Nigeria is hosting the second. Thank you very much. My name is Ademola Lawrence. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow, same time. And Mr. Sifon, thank you again. It's nice to see you.
Hello, TVC Communications. How can I help?
What makes TVC the right choice for my business?
Excellent question, sir. Let me share some exciting facts with you.
Start your day on TVC Entertainment with Wake Up Nigeria, a family and lifestyle show. Your view empowers women globally.
It's your view, let it count.
Entertainment Splash delivers the hottest celebrity trends. On TVC News, we keep you informed with breaking news and in-depth analysis of events shaping the world.
I will continue to speak the truth.
TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. delivers the most important stories of the day. Max FM, your hit music radio station, captivates listeners daily across Lagos and Abuja, making every commute more enjoyable. Adaba 88.9 FM is not left out, as it is the voice of Southwest. And on TVC Digital, we reach 2 million viewers daily. All together, pulls in over 17 million viewers daily. Contact us on 0707-272-8338 or marketing@tvccommunications.tv. Partner with TVC Communications today. Let's grow together.
Every major news story is with many perspectives.